Ni hao, fine shits. We're about to start Fest 2025. It's been a little bit since we've started doing these half anniversary celebrations, end of the year celebrations. I'm excited for this year's. As I'm recording this, it's gonna be in about a week, if you will, right? Because it's on the 21st, and it's the 10th, as you can see. I'm recording this. I tried recording this on Saturday, didn't go well, and the tournament for the massive, going who's going to Japan? Oh, that should happen here on the 9th. So I was a little busy. Why didn't I do it before on the 9th? Because I'm lazy. All right, don't get at me. All right, don't piss me off. Either way, because it's so late. And we're just so close to Fest. We have seen a little bit of a hints here and there sprinkled throughout the timeline and shenanigans like that. Uh, I'm just hoping that those sounds don't come through. Whatever, it's fine. Either way, we've gotten the announcement for Red Bojack Zenkai. We have the Vegito Blue Zenkai here. We got the Kid Goten, stuff like that. I mean, to be fair, like them getting their stuff doesn't, like their buffs, their awakenings, their announcements doesn't change what I was gonna put on here on this list. But I just wanted to make sure that that's out there, just so you know. It's like, oh yeah, we could see this now because we have X hint or Y hint or whatever. And to support that, I mean, I have this list here. This is the list that I've showed this off in a few of my summoning videos, but the gist of this list and the way it's structured right now is I just fill out the months of the year and then relative to that month, what we would see get released in that month. So, for example, for January, we would see two LF characters typically. So that's why I threw in two LF characters here, not in particular order. The only characters who are on this list that are ordered in terms of like when they would drop are Ultra Instinct UI Goku and why did I say Ultra Instinct? I meant like Ultra UI Goku and Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Those are the only two characters on this list specifically that will be like, organized or whatever like that. There are a couple like because we're not seeing fusing Super Gogeta. Like imagine Super Gogeta, right? Fusing Super Gogeta, a character that will make them big bucks. They can sell this guy for $85 billion, or they can sell this guy in a period where you're just not willing to spend money. Like it's obvious as to when they're gonna drop a character like this, and it's either here or it's either here. You know what I mean? Like they're just doing that there. With that being said, I did want to kind of structure the way I guess formatted this. Is that how I want to word this? Basically every single banner is gonna have like a character. It's gonna have potentially either 1% 1 or 2 supporters, and then I threw in a character who we could see get a unique equipment or a Zenkai Awakening. That's kind of how I wanted to structure this, and I also wanted to structure the parts to kind of introduce variety, to the meta, just because I think the past two Legends Fests have not really done a good job, especially like when I look at shit this year, right? This year for the anniversary, right? We started the anniversary, we got into Tournament of Power, and then or rather Universe Reps, and that was the meta for that part one. And then part two comes along, and then Saiyan Saga's meta, no one's using Universe Reps. It's usable, but like you're not gonna use it if you're gonna be serious about running the best of the best shit. And then part three comes out, it's Frieza Saga. If you're not running Frieza Saga, you might as well just sell your intestines online. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't want that to happen. I want, because moving into this fest, we have, I would argue, a really good dynamic, and we have a very balanced meta right now. I want to keep that, but I also want to introduce some new characters in here to try to get some of these teams who just aren't on par with characters like Red Fusion Zamasu or even Yellow Kid Goku, for whatever that means, and then just make sure that they stay strong, but the characters who are coming in can also buff up their teams that are getting some buffs or whatnot. So with that being said, for part one, I think it's kind of time to move forward into this Daima. I don't think anyone is surprised for Daima being a part of part one, if it's going to be a case, right? My choice for this is going to be an LF Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I mean, Dokkan just got theirs. I think it's just a perfect time for this guy to drop. In terms of what he would be doing, I haven't really thought about him. I've just thought of this guy as kind of like the anchor of the team. I would assume for him to just be really strong, just having really good abilities that just make sure that he survives, make sure that he can be the anchor, the guy that can just wrap up the fight if need be. You know, like this is the guy. When we think of Daima, the new face of Daima for Legends Fest 2025 edition of the Daima team, we're looking at this guy, this mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, to kind of just be the character to carry the Daima team. And then to kind of support him, I thought that we could move into 1% Pansy. And I again, I have and or here just because in case, can I just don't piss me off? In case we are gonna get supporters into this, I don't think that they'll do 2 banner units and then like a supporter or 2 supporters and a banner. I don't think they're ready to do something like that yet. So in case we're never gonna know until they do something like that. But for now, because they haven't, it's an and or, right? So for Pansy, I mean, I would assume for her to be an offensive support character, kind of like who's a good character right now? Who's like a 1%? Do 1%s just kind of have been ass in terms of like being characters that like aren't annoying. I guess yeah, the Gohan. This guy's pretty good right now. These two, I don't know if I really want to count them though, because they're like exclusive characters and like they should be good because like if they were dog shit then they would just be like trophies, but like I guess yeah, Kale and Khalifa, I would give them a nice, like they're not like toxic as shit, because like if I look at someone like Tien, or if I look at someone like I don't know, Krillin or Majin Ku, like these characters, they fit into that like puzzle piece role of just like making sure the other characters on the team just do a fuck ton of damage. And then like when you're in a position of getting comboed, you can just throw Krillin out there, you can throw Ku out there, and just hopefully the combo stops. Like that's kind of the whole point of the character is to hyper buff the other 2 characters, and then when you're in trouble, just throw them out, and then just hopefully you just don't have to worry about dying. Like the whole team survives, the combo was just nullified. It doesn't matter. The biggest culprit of this is this fucker right here. I hate this guy. This guy, I think he was too good. Literally, like Ultimate Gohan and Kid Buu have endurance, and then it's just if you need a sponge, this guy's here. Like you take any form of damage, this guy will eat it, and then he'll heal back to full. That's what I'm hoping Pansy isn't gonna be. But nevertheless, a Pansy character, like she kind of has to be a support character, otherwise no one's gonna really try to run her. As for mini base Vegeta, I mean, we just don't have many forms of Daima Vegeta in the game, so I thought it'd be a good idea to get him in here. As for supporters, I mean, Neva and probably Giant Goma at this point. I think I do understand that like Goma is like the big bad or whatnot, but like I don't know how Legends is gonna incorporate giant characters. They just haven't done it yet. They've only been in the cutscenes, so if they're gonna try to get Goma representation here, this is kind of, I guess, the easiest way that they have right now with the way the game is structured, right? Just we can't get giant characters in the game for whatever reason until they figure it out, of course. And then for the unique equipment, I think we can bring back Tamagami number 3. I think he's in a position to just be good enough, so they just have to give him a little bit. Like honestly, he just gets stats, and then he's good again. Like that's all they have to really do. But again, I feel like if they can bring him back, I mean, Tamagami number 3 is a character that a lot of people should have. Like, if you pull him once, you can go get the free Z power for him. Like, I don't think it's really going to be too hard to get him up to the Z power standard. So, I think that this is going to be a very good character to bring into the game. I guess my hope for Super Saiyan 4 Goku too is like I hope that he has some kind of like dynamic play style where like depending on like which zone you're in, like if you're on the ground zone, if you're in the sky, like he does different things according to that. I really hope that something like that does happen, just because right now the dynamic battle system is just kind of a glorified like punch attack. Like the only thing that we really got from that update was the overdrive attack, which does significantly change the way the game works. But for an update that big and that hyped, like we should see characters really be defined throughout this system. Like they haven't really touched the system at all. It's like a shiny new toy that they just threw away into the safe. It needs to be expanded upon. Next for part 1, I don't know if this is gonna be part 1 just because I got all the movie shenanigans, but I still threw it here just because I think, again, what I want is for a diversity of the meta. If we're gonna get a Saiyan up here, I think Daima's the most like thing that I want to prioritize the most. Like we need Daima right now. That's why I'm gonna go with the villain for the other half of this. I think that it's just time to get Buhan in the game. Buhan is the most disrespected character in the game. Look at this. I mean, okay, let's back that up a little bit. Super Buu is the most disrespected character in this game. We have one summonable version of just base Super Boo. This is it. That's the only sparking variation is. You know when this guy dropped? The 11th month of this game existing. This guy's pre-first anniversary. This guy's an EX. He doesn't count. And then this guy's free to play. See, DBL EVT? He's an event character. So, why did I even pull this guy? These are the only two forms of Boo. This is the event character for Boo. This is another event character. Who cares? We don't have Boo Piccolo in the game. This is Boo Tanks. This guy's... I love this guy. This guy's a meme. This guy is hilarious. Please always be bad. And then like for Buhan, it's just, you know, we have this one from the anniversary. Again, DBL 13, that's when the first anniversary dropped. And then this guy who was like, what, post year 4 or whatever, and then like, that's it. Like, this is every form of Boo we have, like Super Boo. We haven't had any form of Super Boo since, what, this guy was like, what, year 5? Who cares? It's a free-to-play character. You don't count. Come on. It's fucking Super Boo who fights for like, what, like 30 or 40 episodes? It's time. Like, he was literally one of the first characters I thought was like, yeah, we should probably see an LF for this guy this year. Probably in the later half of the year because, you know, they just buffed the shit ton out of Boo Saga for nonstop. And for some reason, this guy wasn't a part of it. Buhan wasn't a part of it. But, you know, now with the Goten, it's also, like, supported, right? Like, I think it's a good idea to just get Buhan into the game. If they're not confident that Buhan will sell, then they can just do 1% base Vegito. That's just... They did that with Fusions and Masu, right? They were like, if people are not going to summon for Fusions and Masu, they'll at least summon for the 1% Vegito Blue, who coincidentally got his Zenkai. So, I do think that, like, a new base Vegito is a character that we could use from Z. We only have one base Vegito from Z. No, we have two, technically. But that one transforms. Can we just pull up Vegito RQ real quick? I gotta hit this button, don't I? Yeah. Alright, so this is the only form of, like, base Vegito that we have, who's, like, an actual base Vegito. Super Vegito, and then we have this one who transforms. Every other form of Vegito from the Boo Saga, you know, we don't... To be fair, the manga doesn't have base Vegito, but, like, this game is about the anime. We could come on. We have one base Vegito. This guy's free to play. I mean, this guy's nice in animation, so like, come on, we could do a little bit more, right? We can get a little creative with it. I guess I didn't talk about what Buhan would be doing. I mean, if they're gonna try to build Boo Saga up from ground up, I would assume this guy just be a really strong character. If they want to make this guy like, I was kind of hoping that they would make this guy kind of like a build up to a nuke. Like, I want him to kind of be similar to like Frieza, ultra full power Frieza, in the sense that like he has an active gauge, but like I kind of want him to be able to like use like a big nuke, or, like use multiple moves, or I don't know, like be able to like rotate. I probably should just rewatch what Buhan really does, because he does a fuck ton of shit, but it's like, Buhan is just strong, you know what I mean? Like, they could just make him strong. He has decent amount of techniques, you know, like Super Ghost Kamikaze. Like, he has so many things that he could do. Like, it's so criminal how underrated Buhan, or underutilized Buhan is in this game. It's like, I don't really care, just as long as, like, he's good, and, like, he's got, like, interesting techniques. Like, yeah, go for it. I don't know. Come on. You know what I mean? And if we're gonna get 2 banner units, I thought that maybe we can get a tag Goten and Trunks. I mean, throughout this list, there's only, I think, one other tag character, which I don't think is gonna be a surprise to anyone. Like, I think this is the character who they're probably building up towards for part 1, honestly speaking. But regardless, I said why Buhan is gonna be for part 1. But again, we don't have many tag characters really ever this year, right? We had the Goten, we had the Gohan and Trunks for part, like, the first ever LF unit of the year, and then we had Kale and Caulifla, the Tien and Chaozu. Is that it? Who's a tag character? You guys are. Tag. Oh, how could I forget? Oops. My bad. Anyways, I think for supporters, we could probably bring Piccolo. My idea for this was kind of like to stall the enemy. Like, what he could do is like he could like seal a character away for a specific amount of time. It's like, okay, the character you're fighting is like let's say Buhan, right? And then he's fighting your team, like he's comboing you. But then like Piccolo procs, and it's like Piccolo's like, wait, let me bring you to the actual strong fighter, and then he'll like go into the time chamber with them, and then like maybe one of your characters gets healed, but then like maybe their character gets healed for I don't know, like 20 counts or something like that. That's kind of what I was envisioning what Piccolo could do. And that was the one that I had like more creativity with. But like if they want to be generic, or if they want to give us two, Mr. Satan is just very blatantly obvious to me if we're gonna get something related to Busaga and we're gonna get like a supporter. It's just this is the kind of character that is on their list for turning into supporter. That is what I assume. He'd probably just give you like health back or like key back or card support. Like I don't know, man. His role is to make the spirit bomb stronger. That's probably what he'll do. Oh, look, to be fair, now that I'm talking about this, we did get a trailer? Like it was like a semi leak for a spirit bomb, right? Like the spirit bomb animation for Super Saiyan 3, like the end of Busaga spirit bomb. I guess end of Z spirit bomb is what we'll call it. We did get like a semi peek into that, so maybe it's not even Buhan. It could just be Busaga, and we're gonna get Goku from that portion, right? It could be. For the new equipment though, I did decide to go with LF Ultimate Gohan. I picked him specifically because we have been seeing some kind of like hybrids getting a minor buff as kind of like a micro team. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of not giving us new summonable characters per se for hybrids, but they are giving us like buffs. Like for example, Future Gohan Zenkai. I do think it's possible to see a Beast Gohan Zenkai here, and then we have the DB character with the manga Gohan. Like hybrids could be a real team, you know, but I don't know if they're gonna get a summonable character. And just to help hybrids out, that's why I was like, okay, well, if we're not gonna see Beast Gohan or whatnot, then we could see this guy getting a unique equipment. Again, purple is right now a very solid color, and it just needs more representation. I don't know. So I think for part one, we could probably see this guy getting a unique equipment. Now for part two, you're gonna notice that there are two movies here. Simply just because I think these are two characters who potentially can be characters. It's like I was looking through this and it's like we're also getting like minor movies buffs. Not because like BoJack and whatnot. But just simply because like we haven't seen movies in a while. Like what could Fest really be that we haven't tackled this year and the portions of last year? Movies is kind of like at the forefront of that moment. And just swear to you, this is a character that just should have been in the game. Like Fest Part 1, genuinely, for last year, probably should have included this guy. Anniversary of this year, I would have said Fusing Super Gogeta was going to be a part of it. Every time we're going to move forward, I'm just going to keep saying Fusing Super Gogeta is going to be a part of it. Just straight up, that's just what I'm just going to say. Like, this guy has to be here sometime. What I'm envisioning for this guy is I'm hoping that base Goku and base Vegeta are just kind of be like slippery characters who are really good at defending, just kind of like mechanic heavy, just kind of like a backbone of the team, and just kind of trying to buy time in order to get into Super Gogeta. But then like once you're in Super Gogeta, bam, you come out of the gates, you can get like double card art speed for a little bit. We haven't seen that mechanic in a little bit. Like type neutrality, like just come in and just like just back shot the shit out of whoever's in the field for like maybe a card or two. You know what I mean? Like it's just Super Gogeta comes out, oh shit, I gotta respect him type shit. Like that's what I'm hoping that Super Gogeta is gonna look like. Also, like it's been 2 years since we got a Super Gogeta. Like it's time. This guy should have been in the game. But like if they're gonna keep pushing him back, I don't know what to say. Just drop this guy. For the banner units, I thought we could see a 1% Pycon. Similar to Pansy, I think that this guy could kind of be like, an offensive support. I just the thing with like support characters is like they're either dog shit or just like the most like perfect puzzle piece character, and they're too overtuned, like Evil Boo. We just have to find a striking balance of that center, and I don't think we've seen banner units be very solid. I don't really want to talk about the 40th anniversary. Like I guess they are, and they have hit the nail in the coffin with them, so they know how to do it. But then they also dropped this guy alone. Like they were like, what if we just dropped 13 solo with no help? So I don't know, man. They're capable of doing things in both ends, and I just hope that they do it in the right way. If we're gonna get two banner units, Super Go tanks from this movie as well, We don't have a Super Saiyan Gotenks from Fusion Reborn, and honestly, it's like, would they lose? Like, they're not gonna make an LF of Super Gotenks from Fusion Reborn. I don't see that being a thing. They could just make this guy into a 1% character and just like, be fun, right? If not for a supporter, again, I also think that Pycon. I said 1% Pycon because Pycon is a launch character, and like that was to me a little odd. So I thought they could do something with Pycon, but like again, Pycon is another character who I think it's just primed up as like a supporter character. They gave Oob one, so why not Pycon? And if not Pycon, they could do King Yama. Just getting this guy into the game, I think, is a really good idea. He doesn't have anything in this game, does he? He has card sleeves, I think. Oh, good. Just get him into the game. And this is the only, I guess, Zenkai that I threw on here, other than like Beast Gohan, who came to the top of my mind. Again, I think the Zenkai should probably go to Daimo or to Busaga, because I think Busaga as a team doesn't have the greatest Zenkai buffs for like Busaga, but like the problem with like trying to make Busaga a team with like, mix of Majin Boos and then non-Majin Boos, is the fact that like you have to have Majin Buu Saga buffs. Otherwise, it's kind of a little tricky to build the team. And like Buu Saga itself doesn't have like the greatest bench. It's more of just like, okay, Ultimate Gohan with regen bench, or Sun Family with Evil Buu in the leader slot type shit. You know what I mean? So maybe you could see Zenkai for 1% specifically for Busaga, or I mean Daima just needs as much help as it can get right now. So I would say maybe somewhere around here. My pick for the Daima buff, the Daima Zenkai, would probably be the blue base Goku. But like the thing is like these characters are all good enough to the point where it's like they can get a unique equipment and like return. And that's kind of like my philosophy, I guess, for like most of these characters getting buffs. It's like Zenkais are cool, but like they know how to make a unique equipment. You know what I mean? And like I want these characters to be like actual like options in the meta. That's also why I put this yellow tray of my Goku on here to get his unique equipment. I think it's a good time for him to get his buff as well, because he's kind of in this weird section where it's like people just shit on him, but like he was just always solid until like Fest, really. I don't know, man. I don't know. Now I think the character that I'm most excited for in terms of like mechanics is an LF DBS Broly. We haven't seen a full power Broly here specifically. This is the latest premium like summonable version of this character, who's Super Saiyan. We've had like Fury Broly's here and there throughout the past year. The latest one is last year's Part 1, fusing Blue Gogeta, excuse me, a banner unit. But like we haven't seen a Super Saiyan Broly, DBS Broly since this guy. If you're gonna count the free to play one from Gogeta Blue, Ultra Gogeta Blue's year, screw off, get out of here. Ooh, excuse me. Now, this is the first character I think who can be a multi-transforming character, in the sense that like they have multiple animations to go through it. I think that the active gauge, if you will, could be a great way to move forward with this. The reason why I had 13 pulled up here is, as I probably mentioned, I've tried to record this video a few times, but I think like Broly could have like an evolve type engage where like his transformations are restricted behind this evolve type gauge, and then like it's kind of a slow rolling ball, but then like once you're in like full power Broly, you just kind of come through and just demolish whatever's in front of you, like double card draw speed, maybe. I know they've been setting back on that a little bit, just focus more on actual like stats rather than like mechanics. Which is I think a good idea. Just the problem with last year is that like they max out the character's potential of like mechanics to like the very like ceiling of what was allowed. And if they cross that line, then like characters would be able to like triple card speed, just solo the entire enemy team by themselves, literally. But I don't know, because I'm assuming that this is like form from like Fury and Super Saiyan into full power Super Saiyan is gonna be not exactly the easiest. It's kind of gonna be like a side quest in the game. Therefore, like I want the whole team to be able to run this guy. Like again, like I know that it's like they're both movies characters, but like I'm assuming this character just kind of be like a character you can throw into basically any team, just kind of be solid. But then like this Broly, like you really need to like think and like prioritize this Broly. Otherwise, he's not really bringing too much to the team. But it's like, or rather to the meta, and like but this guy is like really, really able to like just snowball and just dominate the whole game. It's kind of what I'm envisioning this Broly to be. Now the reason why I have this guy pulled up here, you can probably tell why I have all these listings pulled up here at this point. But this is the actual first character who has multiple transformations in the game. Funnily enough. So you use a main ability. As the way that the current game stands right now, like you press the main ability, you transform, and then that's it. But this guy and another character, I guess there is a character older than this guy who has two forms of transformation. But they're both Kaioken, so and this guy's just a character who I think is easier to pull off, or rather like show off. But when you use a green card while this character's transformed, he actually like goes times 10 or whatnot. Like his model doesn't really change, but like it's technically a second transformation with like the way the animation forms, and like the buffs that he gets for it is like trying to signify the fact that he is in a new form. That's why like you enhance the blue card, and then like you get an extra like cutscene. This is the one guy who does it, and then the other one is the OG blue Kaioken Goku from the half-year anniversary, the very first one, right? These are the only two characters, to my knowledge, that can transform multiple times within the match. But like we have so many more like mechanics, and like this is before the active gauge. This is before the synchro gauge, and I'm gonna like make synchro gauge and active gauge like the same thing. It's just like an active button. Let's call it that for now. But like we have like the unique gauge now at this point. Like we have so many like more mechanics to where we can make this feel really engaging instead of just like, okay, main ability now. Unique gauge filling or whatever, right? Or like pressing a green card to transform. Like we can actually have gauge and have like specific conditions required to kind of transform. My only hope is that like it's gonna be, I want it to be kind of like not exactly easy, like after X amount of time counts pass, you can do this. But I do want it to kind of be like a reward that you can get to, and like once you're there, it's like super super powerful. That's kind of my envision for this Broly. Now for the 1%, I decided to go with the 1% Golden Frieza from Dragon Ball Super. We just, from the movie specifically, we just don't have that in the game, so I thought it'd be a good idea to get this guy in here. I'm assuming this guy is not going to be a support character, just a pure tank. But I think that would be helpful for Broly anyways, because like if Broly screws up, then we can just get Frieza in here and just kind of eat hits. Or I thought Jacket Vegeta. This guy doesn't have a summonable character yet. He does have a model, but like they could update it if they want to. We have the free to play one, but obviously, summon one. Maybe he's a blue, like the Dokkan free to play Jacket Vegeta. I don't know. They could do whatever the hell they want. As for supporter options, I thought Paragus or Whis would be fine. Both characters, I think, are in a position to kind of get supporters, so sure, why not? As for unique equipments, I did kind of go like above and beyond for this one. I thought that they could bring back the OG purple transforming Super Saiyan Broly into this, and definitely bring back the tag blues as well. I think that the tag blues specifically have just been hoed for like the past two buffs that they got with the Senkai and the unique equipment. It's just, we could just, come on, at least give them 2 for 4, right? Just come on, bring them back. Like this is a character who, in my opinion, is just one of the most hyped characters in the game, like ever, like in the history of this game. So just like I want them to actually be respected of the fact that they're one of the hypest characters in the game, and just actually be good and usable instead of just like, yeah, this niche pick that like exists. Now again, I'm not too sure. This is the Buu Saga shit. Like I don't know if they're actually wanting to do Buuhan for Fest. This is a character who I wish that they would do, but if they're not, I did give a bonus character here of like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken from specifically Universe 6 versus 7 arc. Another reason why I pulled this guy up. But this is a character who I also think deserves representation. As we know, this is the only version of this character in the game, which is kind of criminal. And another reason as to why I think that this guy is really around the corner is because Dokkan got their representation of this character earlier this year with the Golden Week celebration that they had. And like we are just missing a ton of shit from this arc anyway, so like we might as well just like get this guy in here. This is kind of like the character who I want the least, simply just because Like we're gonna have like a bunch of like Gokus up here anyways. It's like I want more diversity in the meta, and like while this guy will buff like tournament participants or universe reps or whatnot, um he again is just another Saiyan. So I mean, to be fair, like it probably would be better than like DBS Broly in terms of like diversity, but like at the same time, like I don't see a world where like we don't see Broly and like Gogeta. Like they could just those are like big money printers, you know what I mean? Like compared to Buhan, like yeah, no. Now as for 1%, we just don't have a universe reps Piccolo at all, and if we're gonna go from this arc specifically, we could do Clone Piccolo. I just thought that'd be a good idea. If not, I don't know, script Magetta. Like we don't have we're just this arc is severely underutilized in this game. Same thing with supporters. I don't know. I said Batama. We could just have this guy's a generic, just like get off me strike card character against like Turner universe reps. They did that twice with like Oob and the Yajirobe, so they could just do that for Batamo as well. Who cares? If not Monaka, um, just I don't know. It's Beerus or whatever. Who like this guy is never gonna get a character. Just as a supporter, he'll probably exist, right? As for the unique equipment, I decided to go with the yellow Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan evolved Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue evolved Vegeta. That's what I envisioned. This is a character who doesn't have a unique equipment, but he does have a Zenkai. So I think like this guy just being relevant again would be pretty fun, and it'd give Vegeta, you know, and like Kaioken kind of like a dynamic there. As for part three, again, like I mentioned, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is the only character here who is like listed like in the actual like positions. Maybe I mentioned that, maybe I didn't. I don't know. Like there's no way they're doing fusing Super Gogeta for January, right? Like that's just you know, common sense. Duh. The only two characters I put on this list who were actually ordered for when they were going to be releasing was Ultra UI Goku and Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Yeah, like beginning of the year, I thought that this guy was going to be end of the year. I don't think that's changed at all. GT right now is in a really good spot, but they could give it a one final buff and then just like make it super meta. Like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta super good. GT Goku Super Saiyan 3 specifically is like super good, so they could just give us Super Saiyan 4 Goku and just call it a day. If they want to give us a buff, right, because the meta's evolved a little bit, they could just give us Unique for Super Baby 2, and I think GT would just be in a really good spot again. But yeah, that's what I think was possibly coming in for Fest. I did give myself a bonus unit. Potentially. I just again I thought that like a lot of these characters. I guess I didn't talk about what Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku was gonna do, but Blue Kaioken whatever. I just again this guy probably was gonna be a comeback character who can like. I want him to kind of also be like a character who could enter 10 times mode and just like do a lot of damage. Is what I'm envisioning with this Goku. And as for Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I mean I think I've shared it a couple times, but like this is a character who like I like made an entire kit for. Um, it's in a different dock. I don't feel like pulling it up right now. But again, just something to do with the dynamic area change. This is a character who like he when he's on the ground, like he eats babies like revenge death ball, right? And then when he's in the air, he gets punched by babies. Like this is hilarious. Nice try, bro. So maybe like he can have a counter style unique gauge where he's on the ground, he nullifies blast cards. He's in the air, he nullifies strike cards. Like they could do something like that, and then you know it would be, I think, an interesting thing. Like you gotta really watch out and be mindful of what you can actually use and can't use against this Goku. But yeah, that's it. If you guys like this concept, like it, I don't know, subscribe, shenanigans or whatnot. Let me know what you guys think is coming in for Fest of this year, and who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm just chatting out of my ass. I don't know.